The showdown will soon play out in front of the country. The first witness is set, and tonight the testimony just revealed. The top U.S. diplomat, a West Point grad and Vietnam vet, who says he had a clear understanding this was a quid pro quo. Also, news coming in tonight about the American families ambushed and killed in Mexico. New images of family members returning to the horrific scene. Our team there as well, and what we did not know. The deadly commute tonight, dangerous driving with a major storm already bringing frigid temperatures and up to 6 inches of snow in some places from Minnesota all the way east to New York. The accidents already tonight, and Ginger is here to time it out. The urgent hunt right now for a dangerous fugitive. He is 13, accused in a double murder. He escaped a holding room and leg restraints, and where they're searching tonight. This evening, the interview, the death row inmate convicted of murder more than 20 years ago, sentenced to die in just 2 weeks. Does new evidence cast doubt on his conviction? The famous names coming to his defense. The prosecutor says he did it. Deborah Roberts tonight with the interview. The airport chaos, the pilot in the cockpit triggering a hijacking scare, pushing a button accidentally. Your money tonight, some very common holiday gifts, and if you buy the next 24 hours, they say they'll send you cash back. We have the list. And Jeopardy James is back. Will he face off with the librarian who beat him? She's back too.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a very busy Wednesday night. And we begin tonight with the impeachment showdown about to play out in front of millions. The first televised hearings now set. And among the first witnesses, West Point grad and Vietnam veteran Bill Taylor, the top diplomat in Ukraine, whose previous testimony behind closed doors was made public just today. What it reveals tonight. The American people will also hear from former Ambassador Marie Yovanovitch, who says she was a target of a smear campaign led by Rudy Giuliani. And when she asked one of the president's handpicked ambassadors for advice, she says she was told to go big or go home. She says it was suggested she send out a tweet praising President Trump. Well, now the American people will hear from them and decide for themselves. And ABC's Mary Bruce leads us off from the Hill.
Today, Democrats announcing they're taking their case directly to the American people, calling key witnesses to testify before television cameras starting next week.
So those open hearings will be an opportunity for the American people to evaluate the witnesses for themselves, but also to learn firsthand about the facts of the president's misconduct.
First up, Bill Taylor, the top American diplomat in Ukraine. Democrats think he's their strongest witness. Today, they released his closed-door testimony showing why. Taylor told lawmakers President Trump outsourced America's Ukraine policy to his personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani. He testified it was his clear understanding that Ukraine would not receive nearly $400 million in key military aid until they agreed to investigate the president's political rivals. Taylor said he was initially confused about why the money was being withheld and grew so concerned he sent a rare cable to the Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo. It was Pompeo who personally asked Taylor, a career diplomat and Vietnam veteran, to take the post in Ukraine.
Hey, everybody makes mistakes. Mike Pompeo, everybody makes mistakes.
Also testifying next week, former Ukrainian Ambassador Marie Yovanovitch. She told lawmakers she was the target of a smear campaign led by Giuliani and that she reached out to the president's ambassador to the EU, Gordon Sondland, for help. His advice, you need to go big or go home. Tweet out there that you support the president. But Yovanovitch refused and was later removed from her post. She testified that she felt threatened after learning Trump told the Ukrainian president she was bad news and was going to go through some things. In the face of mounting evidence, Republicans on defense.
There are perfectly appropriate quid pro quos, and there are inappropriate quid pro quos.
Hold on, we have Mark Meadows right here. Congressman Meadows, can we talk live? So he's walking by right now, but Republicans are really struggling to defend the president. Okay, great.
Not struggling on anything.
Okay, so Congressman.
So the Republicans are not struggling on anything.
Mary Bruce live from the Hill tonight. And Mary, Republicans say they're not struggling, but tonight the White House is beefing up its team to handle the impeachment inquiry.
Well, David, the White House may be dismissing these hearings, but they also know that they need a better strategy to push back against them. So the White House is adding 2 people to their team who the president personally knows and trusts to defend him. It's something that Republicans here on the Hill have been asking for. David.
Right, Mary Bruce on the Hill leading us off. Mary, thank you. There is late reporting tonight after that horrific ambush of American families in Mexico. 3 mothers and 6 of their children were all killed. Family members returning to the scene today. One of the cars there riddled with bullets and burned inside the vehicle. A mother and her 4 children were killed. And tonight here we learn more about another mother who left her infant in the car to put her hands in the air to show that they were innocent. She did not survive. The baby did. ABC's Tom Llamas from Mexico tonight.
Tonight, relatives of the American family ambushed in Mexico are demanding justice. Their anger reignited after visiting the crime scenes, seeing the drug cartel's carnage up close. Their loved ones' vehicles filled with massive bullet holes. In total, 9 people killed, including 6 children. Tonight, the family telling me the men who killed their relatives are animals.
Who opens fire on women and children?
Julian Lebaron, a relative, was tasked with finding the families after they realized something had gone wrong. He discovered one of the mother's, Christina Langford's SUVs. She was dead on the floor, her arms spread out, 2 gunshot wounds in her chest. In the passenger seat, her baby Faith. Julian shot this video of the infant. A gunshot had gone through the canopy of the car seat.
We found the baby, and underneath the car seat there was 2 more bullet holes.
The victims all part of an extended family, a fundamentalist Mormon sect that has lived and worked in northwest Mexico for decades. Today, the Mexican government explaining in this remote border region, 2 different cartels are locked in a war. They think since the families were traveling in SUVs, they may have been mistaken as narco gang members. One of the reasons why the drug cartels are so prominent in this area is because it is a remote border region. Just driving through here, as you can see, is incredibly difficult. There are never-ending winding roads, mountains everywhere you look. It's so hard to get here, and that's one of the reasons why it's so hard to police. And yet, despite this rough, dangerous terrain, 13-year-old Devin Blake Langford trekked for 14 miles after his family's car was attacked, his siblings bleeding from gunshot wounds. When he didn't return quickly, his 9-year-old sister Mackenzie set out too, walking for several hours before briefly getting lost. Their mother Donna found dead when help arrived. And today, some of the youngest survivors recovering in a hospital as this family copes with an unimaginable tragedy. David, tonight we're not far from where this massacre took place, and you'll notice the large military presence just behind us. There's also a police presence as well. They're protecting the roads, but they're also protecting the surviving family members here in this area of Mexico. And tonight we did speak with the father of those 2 heroic children. He was fighting back tears as he called it a miracle, what they did. But he also says this has destroyed his family, and he's not sure the family can stay living here. David?
All right, Tom Llamas and the team, please stay safe. Thank you. And back here at home tonight and to a dangerous commute this evening for many, all part of a storm on the move, bringing very cold temperatures and up to 6 inches of snow in some places. A deadly accident near Milwaukee, a car smashing into this tractor trailer on the side of the road. This system stretching from Minnesota all the way east to New York. We're going to time it out for you. And ABC's Alex Perez from Lake Michigan in Chicago.
Tonight, a snowy commute for millions in the Midwest. That fast-moving storm now marching east. Driving already treacherous in Wisconsin, part of I-94 shut down for hours. Authorities say weather was a factor in this chain reaction crash involving a pickup truck and 2 semis.
This is creating quite a mess on the frontage roads. Just look at this backup out here right now. This is the detour.
But tragically, north of Milwaukee on I-43, a car struck a disabled semi parked on the shoulder.
They were on the side of it trying to change a tire, and then all of a sudden, car came along, kaboom.
The driver of the car did not survive. Roads treacherous in South Dakota, too. Outside Rapid City, drivers struggling for traction, and this car colliding into the back of that school bus. Luckily, no students on board at the time.
And David, here in Chicago, there's a lakeshore flood advisory tonight through tomorrow. We could see waves up to 10 feet high and wind gusts of up to 40 miles per hour. David?
All right, Alex Perez, it's why they call it the Windy City. Thank you. We do want to time this out for everyone at home because it really lasts straight through the weekend. A rough few days ahead. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Zee timing it out for us tonight. Hey, Ginger.
Hey, David, there are two parts to the storm. So when you look at this map, that southern part is going to bring a flash flood potential tonight through tomorrow from Oklahoma through Arkansas, right through the Ozarks there. And then the northern part is where that kind of really cold air, by tomorrow morning, by the way, it'll feel like 8 in Minneapolis. And then that cold air interacts with all that moisture, and that's why we start to pick up snow from Kentucky into West Virginia, all the way through western Pennsylvania. Interior New England could get 3 to 6 inches of snow. And behind it, it is so cold, it is so windy. Friday, it'll be clear, and it'll just be really frigid. Look at the numbers by Saturday morning. The sub-freezing feels lakes drop all the way to Jackson, Mississippi, but this is nothing compared to Monday next week when we're talking about temperature in Minneapolis, actual air temperature around 0. David.
All right, we'll take it one week at a time. Ginger, thank you. Less than a year now to 2020, the presidential election, and tonight many are looking at last night's election results for any clues. In Kentucky, where President Trump won by 30 points, Democrat Andy Beshear declaring victory. The incumbent Republican Matt Bevin tonight is calling for a recanvassing of the vote. And in Virginia, Democrats have taken control of the Virginia House and the Senate now. Here's ABC senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega.
Tonight, Kentucky's Republican Governor Matt Bevin refusing to concede.
This is a close race. We are not conceding this race by any stretch.
He trails Democrat Andy Beshear by just 5,300 votes and is now demanding a recanvassing of the voting machines.
Last night, the election ended.
Bevin, who is deeply unpopular, was counting on an election eve boost from President Trump.
If you win, they're going to make it like ho-hum. And if you lose, they're going to say Trump suffered the greatest defeat in the history of the world. This was the greatest. You can't let that happen to me.
Tonight, the governor's race too close to call, but Kentucky Republicans did sweep every other statewide race. For Democrats, the night's big win came in Virginia, where they took back the state legislature. The party now in complete control of the state house there for the first time in 26 years.
All right, Cecilia Vega live at the White House tonight. And Cecilia, the countdown is on, less than a year until the 2020 election. Not just the presidential election, of course, some key Senate races in 2020. And tonight, news that the president's former Attorney General Jeff Sessions is about to announce he's running for his old Senate seat.
David, he is expected to make that announcement tomorrow also being the 1-year anniversary of the exact day that he was fired as Attorney General. The big question right now, how is President Trump going to react to this news? You'll remember he's called Sessions a disaster, a disgrace, the biggest mistake of his presidency. Sessions might be popular back at his home state, but David, here with his old boss, not so much.
All right, the Alabama voters will decide. Cecilia, thank you. We turn now to that urgent hunt tonight for a fugitive charged in 2 murders, and he is just 13. He escaped from a holding room after a court appearance, getting away barefoot and in leg restraints. Authorities tonight are now warning the public, and here's ABC's Steve Osunsami.
North Carolina authorities tonight have helicopters in the air and police on the ground, all searching for the fugitive 13-year-old who, for now, they're only identifying as Jericho W. Even though he's a juvenile, they're taking the unusual step of releasing his booking photo after he escaped from the custody of state law enforcement officers Tuesday while returning from juvenile court in Lumberton. State officials say he was wearing leg restraints and no shoes when a guard opened a door and he ran. Police say he was being held on serious crimes, accused of 2 counts of first-degree murder and robbery with a dangerous weapon. They explain they have a high degree of concern for the safety of both the juvenile and the public due to a prior history of assaultive and unpredictable behavior. His family members say they've struggled with the boy for years and tonight are blaming authorities.
We don't know if he's going to return to us dead or alive. This is the county's fault, and they should have to pay for it.
Police are now warning residents who live in the search area that they may hear low-flying helicopters through this evening. David?
A very tense night ahead, Steve. Thank you. Now to the death row case in Texas, gaining national attention tonight. A man convicted in a murder 23 years ago, scheduled to be executed in 2 weeks. He has always maintained his innocence, and tonight is there new evidence casting doubt. He has some high-profile names coming to his defense now. Prosecutors say he did it. ABC's Deborah Roberts with the interview from death row tonight.
Tonight, ABC News was granted rare access to sit down face-to-face with convicted murderer 51-year-old Rodney Reed.
I know that I'm innocent. I am innocent, absolutely innocent.
In 1996, the body of 19-year-old Stacy Stites was found on the side of this rural country road near Bastrop, Texas.
Strangled 19-year-old Stacy Stites.
She had her plans and she had her marriage coming up, and now somebody's taken that away.
So who's
The community stunned. Rodney Reed was later arrested and convicted of her murder, a crime for which he has sat on death row for 21 years.
The right man has been convicted beyond a reasonable doubt of Stacey Stites' murder.
He's had every bit of justice that could have come to him. And over and over and over again, they say he's guilty.
Reed's always maintained his innocence, and in exactly